Hello, my name is Heather Tusco, and I am in Cambridge on a cold January day, and I'm going to tell you about the book that I've written called Sideways and Backwards, a novel of time travel and self-reflection, self-discovery. And I've written it about a woman called Natasha. She's the main character. She lives in London, present-day London, and she works in publishing. She's a very high-profile job, and something happens to her. She winds up being in a compromising position with a photograph that goes viral, and she's advised to get out of London for the weekend, to go somewhere quiet, turn her phone off, and let the PR people kind of figure it out. So she comes to Cambridge, which is a beautiful place to come, and she goes to evensong service at King's College, at the King's College Chapel, and she hears this piece of music by Morten Laurentzen and O Magnum Mysterium, which is a beautiful piece of music, and it transports her, quite literally. So what happens is she feels very faint, and she passes out. When she wakes up, it's 1539, and she's still in the college chapel, but she's in 1539. So she then has to negotiate life in 1539 and figure out how to get back, if she can get back to her home. So I want to tell you about why I wrote this book. So I have a podcast, which if you're watching this, you might know about. It's called the Renaissance English History Podcast. And I talk about Renaissance English history. Go figure. The way that I got into history, the vehicle through which I discovered history, was music. So I will never forget being in high school and singing William Byrd's Ave Verum Corpus, a very famous piece of music. And I felt so moved by that. Like I was transcending time and space and all of the physical constraints, and I was just able to really feel at one with the soul of the composer. And I think music is like that, isn't it? It's like a time machine. When you go to these evensong services and you close your eyes and you listen to music that's 500 years old, being sung in its original place where it was originally written to be sung, it's like you can just close your eyes and you're there, right? And so I wondered, well, what would happen if that actually did happen? How would that go? But for me, I wanted to write a book that really talked about the transformative powers of music, of choral music, of music that is sung, is such a pure kind of music, just voices. And so I wanted to write a book that was about that, but I also wanted to make it fun. And so I'm a big fan of chick lit, and grew up with Bridget Jones and everything like that when I was coming of age. And so I wanted to mix it up and kind of combine chick lit with something about sort of the power of music. And if you haven't experienced choral music before, I would highly, highly recommend that you do so. I can put together some links on my website, and I will do that, and some good introductory links, and it's such a magical way to experience art. Choral music, any kind of music, is a living, breathing entity. Paintings are wonderful too, but music is constantly created over and over and over again. Whereas a painting or a photograph, it isn't constantly recreated. It's there. And that's one of the things I love about music, is that you can constantly redo it, re-record it, and perform it with different nuances and different emphasis, and always something different comes out of it. It's always something new. And so I really wanted to kind of write something that was sort of an ode to that, while also being an ode to my favorite period in history and one of my favorite places. So I actually used to come here all the time when I lived in London. I would come, and this is the Wren Library that I'm sitting in front of Trinity College, which was a college founded by Henry VIII. And I used to come and sit here right by this weeping willow tree. In the summer, there's a weeping willow tree, and it's beautiful. In the winter, not. It's still beautiful, but the weeping willow tree doesn't have leaves. So, this is a really special place to me, and I wanted to write a book that combined kind of my three favorite things, which is Cambridge and Renaissance history and choral music. And So I hope that you will read it. I hope it's light, it's fun, it's like a beach read. It's a fun distraction, kind of weekend distraction sort of book. But I hope that you will check it out and buy it and read it, and then feel inspired to check out. There they go. And then feel inspired to check out some of the music that I write about and that I talk about, and look at my podcast if you haven't already as well. So again, it's Sideways and Backwards, a novel of time travel and self-discovery, and I'm really proud of it. I wrote it out of National Novel Writing Month, and it's the 3 things that I love the most in life other than my family, and so I hope you'll check it out. And thank you for watching this, and I'm gonna put in links to the pre-orders, and I would love to hear from you if you do read it, and if you enjoy it. I would love it if you would tell me that, or if you didn't enjoy it, you can tell me that too, I guess. And thank you for watching. All right, bye-bye.